Yeah, I know the settings and all the stuff. It's just you can't change that on the fly. You have to restart the stream with the new settings, which is why it should be set it up beforehand, because it creates a new stream with change settings. It doesn't work. Okay, that seems a bit better. There's like 2 seconds of delay, at least it's not 5. And I doubt it will get much better from here. But it seems to be working. It seems to be working, and I can see to start working. Key, yes, yes, yes. Working, working. Work. Hey, yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, at least we can work with 3 seconds of delay. Okay. So, do you guys wanna draw something? Wanna organize something? Oh, we can probably tag people now. Okay. Send the link. Good. Yeah, random light soul stream, doing random light soul stuff. I don't know what the hell we are doing today. We're just chatting, exploring, trying out stuff. Okay, no worries. YouTube chat is good as well. Bro, now I understand why I need my 3 monitors, 2 monitors, because otherwise it's pretty much impossible. Fuck my real lag. What is real anymore? Hey ya guys on YouTube. Hey Will. Hey, oh god, I can't read this. Harsis Marthaya. Oh no. Alicia, I can't hear you if you are saying anything, but that's okay. Yeah, I can't. 1, 2, 3. She's back. Okay. Yay, now I can hear you. Yeah. Other people probably. Okay. Yes. This should be fine. Reaction speed. We're watching Light Soul stream. Yeah, we're watching. Okay. Let's try streaming the screen in both, and let's see if it works, because I don't know if it will work, and I don't know if my connection will hold up. Okay, whatever, my PC doesn't burn, so that should be fine. So hey guys, it's just a fun, like, chatting stream, drawing stream, whatever. I don't have much planned, and I haven't streamed in quite a while, so this is just trying, working out if everything works fine, if my PC can hold up the streams again, and if we can do something like this more often. And yeah, you can ask questions, we can just chat. We can play Disco Elysium if you want. Manly. Uh, Baskin, you doxed yourself. Damn man, first stream already doxed yourself. Yeah, I'm streaming in GGB, um, and I'm streaming on YouTube. I'm not streaming in SFA. I doubt I can stream on 3 servers at the same time. I don't know, Alicia. We can't hear you for now, and you haven't been saying a lot. So you can mute. Um, well, now I am because some people couldn't join the GGB. Yeah, yeah, just yeah. And yeah, I'm an SFA, but I don't stream an SFA right now, so I can just link the YouTube video if anyone wants to join, but I don't know. So if you have questions, proposals, or we can do just fun shit. I've been doing some landscapes lately, effects. Yay. What I am drawing today? Well, right now I'm just sketching a very random landscape, and I was thinking of sketching a couple effects, trying out some shapes and stuff, and seeing where it leads. If you have any questions, any stuff you want done or breakdown, I'm all in. I haven't done breakdowns aside from work for a long time. Yeah, and now I have 2 monitors back again, so it's way more comfortable. Yeah, getting into SFA is good. How do you go about making background? So it depends on the background. So depending on the background and if it's professional work or not, I have different approaches. For the professional work, I usually start, let's open my document. I usually start by doing this kind of stuff. So we can track my progress and see how it goes. So essentially, I start with black and white sketches, which are notan or water compositions, and I can do this with lasso tool, with selection, and all that stuff. So first I decide the overall composition, masses. This is not so detailed, it's mainly 3 or 4 values max at the start, and then I plan stuff, plan the overall composition, decide the mood. So for example, which mood should we go with, what kind of atmosphere, what should we plan in terms of middle ground, foreground, background. So there's usually some elements in the front, some elements in the middle, back, and so on. Then I check, and this stuff can be easily tweaked very easily and very fast. So that's a very good starting point, as usually when working with commissions or studios, you have to change stuff a lot. You have to match the vision of the director. Then I go into working with black and white or detailing the composition. So for example, for this one, we have taken that composition, these ones, have done more iterations. So these were the initial pass, then we took and we've chosen one of the versions, and then we've done several passes of this version with different variations of the castle, with different variations of the atmosphere. And then I can go into more detail, start detailing stuff, working on areas, defining the value range and expanding it, while also keeping it clean. So we want to keep the read, so there are clearly middle ground, foreground stuff, several layers here, atmosphere, castle in the background, mountain, and all the stuff, and they should remain readable. But I simplified the composition so there is a very clear lead for the background. Like this is all background essentially. This one is all the background layer. Then there's middle ground 1, 2 essentially, and foreground layer. And it gets a very clean read. Then I can go a little bit more into details and a little bit more into color. I may do some color variations, usually small sketches, and then I can start working on the piece in color, adding details, defining everything, and essentially start iterating on the color. So let's close that and open the actual work file. God damn it. Yeah, and then I can work on that. And the breakdown, I keep the breakdown into layers for animation, and then I work on small stuff, adding effects or anything else that fits. So that's essentially how I work on the backgrounds. If this is a professional commission work or studio work, because for my personal pieces I can just, I don't know, start drawing right from the get-go. So next question. Remember Remy's message about perspective, right? I haven't gone too into it with that stuff, but I want to get into the stuff more deeply. Yeah, I remember about Remy's message, but I don't use it that much because I don't do much like rigid stuff right now. And for organic stuff, Remy's message doesn't really help much because there's nothing to base off of. And you can experiment more with perspective and shapes, and it doesn't matter as much. When you're dealing with like architecture or city environments, classrooms and stuff, it's way better because there is a clear connection between perspective, defining angles. So yeah, same here. I haven't gotten too deep into it. I only scratch the basics, and I sometimes use it, but most of the times I don't. So yeah, it's better if we just go through the methods both and figure how it works. Maybe later, it'd be fun. I have some time. Cheeks. Oh, I hope you're doing well, man. Rest. Yay, cheeks. Rest, man, rest. Okay, so how do I meet facts in perspective? This is essentially to animate effects in perspective. You just need to understand perspective and change the scale of effects. So the only difference between effect in perspective and effect not in perspective is that for the effect to be in perspective, it has to change depending on the angle, and the overall size of the effect can change. Okay. Let's add a layer. I don't know. Let's add some random stuff here. So, for example, we have, I don't know, bead and cloud, whatever is this, I don't know, let it be the cloud. So right now it's kind of just a side view and we want to make it in perspective. We have the horizon line, so the vanishing point should be somewhere on the horizon line. Okay, so this is our vanishing point. We can put vanishing point anywhere on the horizon line. It just changes the position of the second point. So now we have a plane, and with the plane we can experiment and make a cloud with that plane. So right now we have an effect, and now it is in perspective because it aligns with the perspective of the drawing. So first off, we should decide the perspective. Deciding the perspective is probably one of the most important parts of animating volumetric effects. So you should decide on where in the space, in what kind of perspective your effect is. So the next thing is to emphasize that. So if you are animating a side view of an effect, it won't change much in terms of volume. And if we are animating in perspective, we should account for changes in the position, in the volume, in the size. So we have this kind of cloud, and I don't know, let's move it to the camera. So it moves, the volumes in the cloud also move, but we also have the big overall motion. So it's going to the camera, so it's following these guidelines that we have drawn, and the internal shapes also change because the cloud moves. Okay, so move that, we move that. So now our effect moves in perspective. And we can draw the third frame, whatever amount of frames that we need. So then we can continue the motion, and keep in mind that due to the nature of perspective, the closer it gets to the camera, the faster it gets visually, the faster the changes will look in terms of our perception. And so our cloud goes in perspective, and now we'll time it, bro. Clip Studio work. Yes. Here. Let's time it for whatever. And now we've got a small motion in perspective, the cloud going to the camera. So many wheels. Oh god. So if we are talking about stuff like from Arcane, it's the same stuff, There aren't as many volumetric effects in Arcane. Actually, there are a few explosions, some smoke in the first episode, but essentially it's the same thing. So you're accounting for the perspective. You can always use spheres or rectangles, cubes, to define the perspective of an effect and use it to define the way how you're looking at it. Are you looking at it straight on? Are you looking at it from below? What is the volume? And essentially constructing it. Effects aren't that different from characters in this regard. So if you're understanding the primitives, the basis of effects in terms of simple shapes, and if you can define it in simple shapes, understand how it can move theoretically, then you will figure it out. So genre is just about learning to define volumes and understand how to break down difficult stuff into simple primitives, how you can connect it, how you can break it down, connect, and define the perspective for it. And always remember that effects rely on the overall perspective of the shot. So if you want volumetric effects, you need effects that match the perspective of the scene you're working with. Oh wow. The streamer chat just became a discussion about different servers. Soul's voice is soulful. I hope it's not soulless. So soulful is working well, at least. Full of souls. Yeah, popcorn shapes are fun. Usually there are several styles of clouds, and I dig both anime clouds and popcorn shaped clouds. It's just that popcorn shaped clouds are a bit faster to animate when you're doing rough passes, especially with line. With lasso tool, it's pretty easy to do both. But yeah, it's a big topic, doing and working with perspective. It's pretty much a lot and very hard to keep the perspective in mind while also keeping the motion in mind, while also figuring out everything else. So yeah, don't worry if it doesn't get and work right from the get-go. It's hard. Work, please. Cloud. Burps. Bye bye, Will. Good luck with work, man. Thanks for the sexy voice. I'm not sure about that though, but yeah, man. Thanks, that's nice. Burps. Burps are cool. We can add some burps here, but I guess not in that background. So let's finish that off. Let's remove these clouds. Okay, light souls, no dark souls, no light souls. Okay, so let's just draw some clouds. I usually like to stylize clouds quite a lot and use the clouds to lead the way into the painting, because it's always way nicer to have the clouds work their way into the painting and define the flow of it. And it's really interesting to see how different artists treat the clouds. Hey y'all, hey Mo. Oh, unrelated question, Light, but what's your favorite discolism skill? I don't know yet. I just started to go through discolism and it's been pretty fun so far. I like the system and yeah, it's pretty interesting game to explore. I haven't tried much, so I can't pick a skill yet. What's your favorite skill, Manly? Sending brain cells. Oh god. Oh, volition. Oh, okay, I see. Okay. Yeah, my character really needs to be responsible. Oh yeah, I guess I picked the electrochemistry. Oh no, Alice, you're embarrassing me. But thanks, thanks. It's appreciated. Alicia be sending cats. Of course, of course. Cats, cats, more cats. Another cat spammer. Of course. Someone's gonna spam the chat with cats. Oh yeah, Yoshinari's effects are really fun. I like how he pushes the volumes. Oh, you can always see like how different types of lines and elements transcend and mix with different effects artists. Like Yoshinari uses the same shape language and designs both for smoke, fire, and like water. Interchangeably. Oh yeah, Iso is very good. There aren't many effects from him, but damn, I wish there were. I wish. Electrochemical chat. Okay, okay. Go on, go on. Here we see Alicia not being in the same wavelengths as everyone else. I bet it's not true. Press 6 to doubt. I guess it is chaotic enough to admit that you might as well be in the wavelengths. It's just that the wavelengths is so muffled and is so unclear right now that it doesn't matter. cat and bread. You know that cats made up a good effect. Like cats like water. You can animate a cat being water, and you can animate water being a cat. Okay, Alice. See you in the YouTube stream. Okay, I guess we're drawing liquid cats after that. Liquid catters. Yeah. We need royalty-free music for the stream because otherwise it's gonna get copyrighted. So I can just put something else in the background. Yeah. Bread cats. Cat breads. Liquid cats. In oh god, that gif. Oh no, Julia, what have you done? What have you done? Okay guys, we're doing liquid cat effects after that. This is gonna be the most random stream ever. What the fuck are those clouds? What the hell are those clouds? Oh, let's do this kind of shape. Catastrophic effects. Yeah. You know when you're crossed the catastrophe line, when you have cats. Meanwhile, Discord chat has become bread cat posting. Yeah, I know, right? It always goes like this. Somebody says or mentions a meme, and everything becomes totally random. It goes the same with Twitch streams, when everything suddenly becomes just the repetitive Pepper laughs or whatever. But that's okay. That's okay. Don't worry. This happens. The world will be saved, and cats won't conquer it. We can't let them. This happens to the best of us. Clearly, you're right. It's catastrophic, but that's okay. New person? Someone joined? Louis? Hello. Cat domination. Oh no. It's Kid with a cat once again. They're gonna conquer us. Okay, do we wanna add something here? I don't think so. So, let's search for, save the sketch, and let's search for cat references. Guys, you have a wonderful opportunity to send me cat pics so we can use them as cat references. Of course. God. Alicia, this cat is too big. It's too huge. We'll use this cat face. Manly with electrochemistry. Yeah, that cat is Chonkus. Chonkus Chad. Chad is cat. What do the cats do? They flow. But this chunky cat, this doesn't flows. Okay, this doesn't count as a cat, Alice, but we can put it here. Oh god. Okay, Manly, these are good cat pics. This is what we need. This is what we needed. We have good cat pics. Finally. What we will be waiting for. Good cats. Good cats. Okay. I've got cats. And let's make cat liquid. So let's draw sketches first. I haven't drawn animals for a long time. But that's okay because we're not drawing a cat, we're drawing a liquid cat. Yeah, we just hijacked the stream with cats. And so instead of art stream we have card stream. But without cards, with cats. And we can talk effects, and we can still do stuff, because clearly there is no difference between cats and effects. So let's sketch some ideas. Okay, so this is enough cats. So if the cats are liquid, then we can use a liquid shape language and flowy long lines. Cat world domination. Oh, of course. That's we've all been waiting and dreaming of, cats conquering the earth. Kitty, cute catty. Oh, how? Well, I left my bag unattended for a few minutes, and when I came back, John Chaplin was loved right next to What is happening? Clearly something else is happening here. New? No. We need a cute capsule. We need a cute catchy face. We'll have the chat in chaos. Now, nobody can save it. Nobody. The cat from Cat Cafe attacked your bag. Oh no. Do I want a cute cat or not? You? No, I didn't like it. I need a different cat face. I knew from the start. Yes, everything was planned. Totally. It was totally planned. Copium. You lost the references. Oh no. We have been tricked. Yes, you've been tricked. You've been tricked into cats. Oh no. We can study the stray cat animations unironically. That's true. Make cat more chunk, please. Don't know about that. Don't know about that. More chunk, you say. Angry cat. Bro, this cat. Okay, let's make it more chunk. But just a bit more chunk. Guys, you can still ask questions and stuff if you want. Or you can just spam cat emotes. Yeah. It's liquid in it. And now we need to push this cat and make it watery. Watered down cat. So let's make cat water. So what do we need here? We need a vessel. So you pour your cat onto something. Let's put a cat into a cup. Yeah. Cats like boxes, so they must like cups too, if the cup is big enough. Make cat in the hat. Yeah, we'll make it. What's something chaotic we can put the cat into? Let's think. I'm all in for your suggestions. We can put the cat into a tube, into a bowl, into a rice cooker, into a vase. Rice cooker cat. Oh god. Okay, now we need a rice cooker. Alicia, stop using caps. We get you. Cat in the rice cooker. All good, all fun. Cat, rice cooker, perfect combo. Let's see. So, true Asian rice cooker. Well, I don't know what true Asian rice cooker is. Does it look like a good rice cooker? Do we need a better option? Okay, let's settle with this one. Put it in a booba. Boba, okay, boba. Boba. Whoa, that's a cute rice cooker. Okay. Let's draw. Can you, is there inside view? We need the inside view as well. Put it in a boba. Yeah, boba would be fun too. Okay. Does this work? Probably yes. Let's draw the base. Okay. Okay, seems to be working so far. Oh, this angle is fine. Such a huge pig. Can is cat, which is okay. I actually have a rice cooker, but it looks more like the one on the bottom, like this one. Kikaki Gohan. Oh, you're working on animation. It seems cute. Yeah, that's fun. That's fun. All fun and dandy. That's exactly how shirts look to me. On me, basically a dress, yeah. Yeah. You're rocking shirts as dresses. Okay, now we just need a cat. So, if the cat is liquid, it consumes all the space. And uses it very efficiently. Cat becomes waffle. cat in a rice cooker. I'll send you the finished one. After it's taken cat off. Okay, but we still need to put the cat into a jar. Bye bye skills, sorry for the chaotic stream, and good luck with work or whatever you're going to do. Don't worry, Julia, at least everything is taken care of. Anyone can ask for effect stuff if they want, so it's all nice and dandy. Yes, fire. What do you want with fire? Do you want something specific? Do you want something about shapes? Shaped fire. Advice about fire shapes. So, depending on the style of fire, there are different approaches to working with fire shapes, which is understandable. But there are sort of more common ways of dealing with fire. One of the most common ways is dealing with fire with flames in these kind of shapes. So these kind of shapes where we essentially have more of a straight line, a curve, internal curve, connecting line, another curve. We have overall masses which can be more flowy, or we can treat them more as a straight line. Again, this kind of repeating pattern happens a lot of the time. How do you do? Let's grab some references. Let's save this cat apocalypses. God. Let's save this, post it in chat, and let's pick fire references. In terms of analyzing ultra slow-mo fire videos and footage, I do frame by frame, so I just use dot and comma on YouTube to go through the video frame by frame, and I go through the shapes, take notes, draw stuff out, or just try to understand the overall motion. Taking time. This is the end of Cat Apocalypse, guys. The end. This face is perfect, yes, of course, because it's a cat face. So I'll take some references for these fire shapes and we'll break it down. So for the fire, it's a combination of working on internal and external shapes. So external shapes of the fire can be quite varied and you can actually experiment a lot with it. There isn't a fixed formula to it. Fire is quite chaotic and it's all about the style you're going for. Is it something specific? Is it anime kind of style, or something else? So let's pick some references. Here's the first one, some fire from the Legend of Korra, so you can get a scope of the fire and how varied it can actually be. Some time for setting it all up, setting things up. Some real life fire, some animated fire. Another thing, like one of the most important things to keep in mind aside from the style, is the scale. Because depending on the scale of the fire, it will look drastically different. Huge scale fire doesn't look like small embers or small flames. And the bigger it is, the more important becomes the overall composition rather than any given shape. So let's see, let's get some references for huge fires. Okay, so seems to be working well. So now you can clearly see that fire is very free in terms of exploring and getting the hang of it in terms of experimenting. The overall shapes, for example, right here we can stylize this very differently. So let's start from the start. So smaller fire shapes tend to be more rounded and more condensed. Like the candle can be something like this, candle can be something like that, can be something like this, and stuff. When we go to bigger flames, it starts to be sharper, we get more jagged shapes, and we get way more variation with flames, like for example something the size of a campfire. We get more longer shapes and all this kind of shit. Then we can start experimenting. So obviously you've got these longer shapes and they can be like stylized flames, what we usually tend to perceive as fire. It can be stuff like this kind of shape language is quite prevalent. It can be more soft with slow inclusions of holes here and there. We can do external holes, and it's actually pretty easy to explore. We can stylize fire very widely, and if we keep the internal stuff more or less consistent and we add the color, it will still work as fire. In terms of the temperature and dealing with temperature, there are different approaches. So first off, we can just emphasize the source. So emphasizing the source means we make the part closer to the source brighter. Yeah, something like that. And for the bigger fire, it's important to think about the overall composition. So what is the overall shape? Like here, the overall shape is something like this. So we go like this, higher slope here, and so we've got a more interesting shape. The angles are not symmetrical. We've got big shape, like medium shapes, and we've got smaller shapes here and there. And then we can break it down, add some internal layers, and actually add some details on top. So it's very important for the bigger fire to keep the overall composition in mind, because with smaller fires it's pretty straightforward. You see the silhouette as it is, and you can only deal with one thing at a time. You don't have to distract on something else. And with bigger fires, it's very tempting to forget to think about the overall bigger shape and the distribution of details there. So in that regard, if we are doing and studying fire, I wouldn't set any specific shape language if it's not for the project. For the project, usually you have some references and style to rely on, and if you're just doing fire animation, it's more about thinking of composition, thinking, is the shape interesting? Does it add some nice detail? Is there variation? Like, could this happen? Yes. With fire, almost any shape can happen. If we're going for more realistic fire, it's a bit more unforgiving, but essentially you've got to remember the basics of how fire works. So actually, the brightest point is not at the source, like, because you've got the source of the flame right here. What is fire? Fire is a chemical reaction, so it's stuff burning that produces heat, and essentially the heated air, gas burning, or fuel burning, the process of that is fire. And fire needs oxygen to burn, usually. So near the source, right near the source of the flame, there is barely any oxygen, so there isn't much fuel or catalyst like to burn as brightly. So you've got these darker areas near the source of the fire because there isn't much oxygen, especially with bigger fires or fire on the surface. Right here, the oxygen goes like this. So we've got an influx of oxygen from below. The fire rises and creates a flow here, and this flow can be more steady or more turbulent, and then this fire will start swirling, it will start breaking off, the particles will break off faster, you will have more changes from left to right, that kind of stuff. I usually use sort of my own shape language, and I have different variations, so I can draw long shapes, but it's not fitting for every project and it can be pretty hard to control. It's more realistic in a way when you're using longer, more flame-like shapes. You keep it quite flowy, and this is working well for medium size fire. Don't forget to add variety in there. And we want to keep the angles varied and create a nice overall composition. Whatever, like this. We can do something like this connected to the source. We just need a surface. Wait a second, I'll bring back my chat. Yeah, okay, nothing here, nothing here. Okay, let's add a source of the flame, and let's keep in mind that we want to give a sense of space. So to give a sense of space and volume in fire, we need overlapping shapes. So if you want to add shapes in fire and volume in fire, try to overlap shapes. Let the shapes blend and go over each other. Don't forget about variation. And here we have a bit more realistic flame with overlaps. I add overlaps through lines too, like we show this side and this is overlapping, so it goes over this. We have some variation in terms of shapes, in terms of size, stuff like that. And we can reinforce that with internal layer, and it should follow the surface. So we've defined the surface and additional layers should follow that surface. Let's bring it back down a bit. Line that. Hey, yeah, dragon. Not sure if you can hear me there, but hey, yeah. Okay. Yay, live stream. So okay, we've defined the overall shape. Hey, yeah, dragon. Hey, yeah. So we've defined the overall shape. Now we should follow the surface and reinforce that. So we should follow the curvature of the fire to add the volume. So we try not to repeat the contours that we already have. We try to add new information. and use flowy lines, stylize it. And then we can have some pretty epic fire. So if we're going for more stylized look, we can use simpler shapes. We can avoid these very long lines that are very hard to control. And let's draw something. So we can use the same base and just make the shapes bigger. Maybe add some particles in there and jagged enemy lines. And all these details, they're just one way of making the fire look bigger than it is. So essentially it's increasing the scale. The smaller the overall balance of smaller shapes with bigger shapes, like here there are a lot of smaller shapes and transitions and small jagged lines, and this makes the fire look way bigger, while smaller fires are just more clear and refined. You sure it's horrible? You sure it's horrible, Jakes? You sure? I don't think so. It's not that bad. It's just... Oh, that's actually a good example of breaking down effects and figuring out what works and what doesn't. So if you have like something that you want to show off, or even if you don't want to show it off, you can show it off here and we'll break it down. So what are the most important things to keep in mind for effects? It's repetition and balance. So in terms of balance, you can see that this line and this scene in both sketches, it breaks it mostly in half. So if we look here, I'm trying to keep the balance. And in terms of balance, I'm trying to keep it unbalanced. So I'm trying to keep it asymmetrical, to keep the ratios between parts uneven. So you can notice that this is like 1/3 roughly, and this is like 1/3 and 2/3. And here we have 2/3, and you can see that the way it's dividing it, it's like we've got 2 even parts, and it's a bit repetitive, which you can notice here as well. We can push that way a bit better, but it's essentially the less of the stuff you have, the better it is, or the more dynamic it is. And the more repetitive it is, the more boring it gets. And right here, like everything is equal. This is, and this is the same scene. And when our brain gets the same scene over again, it becomes predictable. And in terms of effects, predictable is sometimes not what we're aiming for, because effects are quite chaotic, unlike characters. So it's patterned, and that's why it looks sort of like a graffiti or something like that instead of a real fire, because we can see a very clear defined pattern. Whereas here, there isn't much of a pattern here. There is just a lot of masses mashed together, creating some kind of flow. So there is a flow here, but there isn't much of a pattern here, at least not in motion. So it's striking that balance between keeping it controlled for animation, but also making it chaotic. So it's all about balancing chaotic and controlled. Yeah, balancing the chaos. That's essentially what effects are. We're trying to balance off the chaos of the world and keep it under our control. So for the big fires, again, it's more about the overall composition than it is about any particular fire shape. So it's about finding a way how you can interestingly break it up. You can essentially take any shape or any composition and turn it into a fire. We can turn a character into a fire, we can turn a landscape into a fire if we simplify it to the very basics, to the masses. And then we can just add like specific sharper angles, transitions. We can add this sort of flow that goes from the bottom and reinforce. Yeah, it is abstraction pretty much, because fire is fast and chaotic, and as long as you maintain that flow, and as long as it does have a more or less fiery aesthetic to it, or colors, because you can sell pretty much anything with colors, it's gonna work as fire. Like you can take tableware, make a composition out of it, add some sharp angles and color it red, and it will be fire. Which effect do I like doing the most? I guess fire and smoke. At least that's what I do the most. And we've made a fire out of the flower. And stuff to break up the composition. And yeah, flowery fire. Yeah, because of these kind of lines, it's almost like a swamp creature. But if we go for different lines, we can also use triangles as a good fire base. these kind of triangles, combining triangles to make fire shapes. Another good way of doing fire is combining triangles with semicircles or curves. This helps you balance the composition a bit. Stuff like that. And aside from that, yeah, fire could be pretty much anything. Fire can be like flowers, or it can be like that, or it can be like that, or it can be like that. Big masses of fire move more like the water or more like the smoke, but with internal details and sort of circular areas. So more like this. But big fire in a stylized shape can be very swirly. So like swirling smoke. But colored. And anything is fire. So if you want to do something fiery and you have more specific questions, I'm all in for it. Or we can do something else. Hehe. Fire up. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey. I'll move this out for now. Okay, Jigs, nice try. You're going well. So let's look at this. So again, this can be fire. It's okay. For the overall design and composition, so the things that we want to take a look at, it's like, you see, you're trying to repeat the lines here, so it's directly symmetrical on the sides, and here, and it's nothing bad per se, but when it happens a lot, it reinforces the idea of repetition. So we've got repetition here, directly symmetrical shapes with essentially very similar distances. And the same thing here again. You should vary the scale more. Because we want to have that like contrast. See, like here and here. It's on the same level. That's the issue. That can be avoided. These three holes are on the same level, but we have a variety in size. Whereas here, we don't have a variety in size. Right here, it's generally better, but we've got matching holes on the side, so the variety in terms of size of holes isn't there. So the holes that are right next to each other are pretty similar. And you have angular symmetry over the effect. So this line, this line, this line, this line. And the same thing here. The balance that they're creating is pretty repetitive. Let's take a look somewhere here, or let's look at the references, whatnot. So essentially what we can actually just do a simple thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you see, we try to vary the angles. So this has this kind of angle between these parts. This has this kind of angle. Here we don't have anything to connect it to. And here we have this kind of angle between these two. And so we have like the same thing for characters. The way you're thinking about the torso and legs and all that stuff, it's kind of similar here, except anything can be any angle. And the thing is that we're trying to connect and create this kind of interplay and vary the distance and the angles. And yeah, it's a never-ending fight with the symmetry. Yeah, it's the same thing with figures, but less fire, and with water. Like figures like water. Like cats like water. God damn it, it's already so late. Figures are not easier, Jigs. It's just that you have been drawing figures for quite a lot. And it's way more handy, usual, comforting, probably. Effects are, I guess effects are in a sense closer to the basics of design in their purest form, because for characters you have the story, you have the emotion, you have all that stuff, while effects are essentially the purest form of you have to abide by the language and the principles of design to make it look cool. Yeah, so it's very close to the basics of design in general. You're trying to create flow, you're trying to create balance, you're thinking about patterns and breaking off from patterns. Yeah, design theory in all its glory. A bit of physics, a bit of design theory, and lots of in-betweening. Patience, yeah. Patience is probably the most important thing you need to have as an animator, because everything is so damn long and takes so damn much time. Hey y'all. Oh, hey y'all, dude. Haven't noticed your bags. Before that, hey yo. We're doing stuff, not really much, just chatting, people asking questions. We were drawing cats, liquid cats. Oh, we can draw a cat here. Cat splash. Well, if Isa and I can work out character and effects, it must be possible. I mean, there are a lot of animators that do both effects and characters. If you can do characters, you can learn how to do effects. It's just about learning how to draw it if you already have the basics of motion. And if you know effects, you actually have to learn much more to do characters if you don't have a good character base. Like, I'm not very good at characters and acting, so I have to learn way more than if someone wants to start doing effects. Yeah, both Inoue, Iso, Kuryu, Lu, and Canada are very OP. No, I just need a different cat face. Oh, let's do a very stylized cat face. Welcome to the edge of mediocrity. I mean, isn't it always like that? Have a skip something? We'll get there. Yay! We'll get there, guys. Hang on. Patron saint of mediocrity can rise up. That's interesting. Why do you think smoke remains the most puzzling for you? Hey Jigs! Yay, we have a splash! Cat splash! Reagan's rant, yay! The randomness of shapes and the way volume works. I guess, in a sense, it might be that the volumetric smoke is more common than volumetric water. Like for splashes, you don't usually see the splashes drawn like this on a plane, or you don't usually see splashes in heavy perspective or in match perspective at all. Whereas in smoke, it's more common to see smoke in space drawn and having a different kind of varied motion. Yeah, like Yoshinari's approach to smoke as well. This cat die? Maybe? And then cat disintegrates. I wouldn't say that you necessarily have to tackle design first. It's just that if you do or if you don't, either you will do design because effects are heavily design based, so you will either do effects and learn design at the same time, and the effects will help you learn design in the process, or you will learn design and apply it in effects. The cat is going insane. Oh no. Yeah, Jonte. Good luck. You can always ask questions or ask for feedback. See ya, Medley. Yeah, no worries. Thank you for being here. You're welcome. Oh god, is this a cat? Oh, it's a very long cat. It's not exactly a cat, but it's from the cat family. Lynx, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Oh god. Oh, it's a run. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Oh, Jigs, I love your cat. He's a cutie. Ice cat. Ice cat makes ice caps. What is this cat? Is this a cat Dracula? It's a wet cat. And that's a cat stream. Cat stream, let's go. Okay guys, I'll be wrapping up because it's 12 here, very close to midnight. So thanks for everyone who had come here. It's been chaotic, it's been unpredictable. I hope you liked it, or you learned something at the very least. So yeah guys, if you wanna suggest something or ask something, you're welcome. I'll gonna be streaming this week, maybe again, not sure when, depends on the project and how it goes. Yeah, so questions, anything, discussions, suggestions, cats, everything is good. You can send anything or ask stuff, or prepare a list of questions or things you want to ask, references you want to break down. And I'll see you later. Bye bye.